Scott here, and I've got a keyword research video for attorneys. Now, I feel really awkward today being in front of the camera, being clean shaven. I had just put together a costume for Halloween over the weekend, and well, I had chops and a stash all the way down, and I was just getting way too much attention, and so I'm starting to beard over. So let's get going now. Today for keyword research for attorneys. This is going to be a different video. You're not going to see an approach like this because we're not reverse engineering, and what we're doing is we're approaching a keyword research with a strategy of fundamental marketing. And that's why I've got marketing research up. I've got a blog post that I just created in regards to this, and we're going to get to some really good lists for some different attorneys there. But you know, there are two types of marketing research, primary and secondary. And it's always said that primary marketing research is always going to give you the best. Secondary is using something of somebody else that they've already done. And that's really what a lot of the research tools are giving you out there. So a combination of both of those strategies is going to give you the best possible list. And what we're talking about here is an initial list to start with that you can track with ranking software, see where you lie for your business in terms of where you rank as well as geographically. You know, I've always said that the best keyword research really probably is taking a clipboard and walking through your local malls, if there's any that exist around you anymore, and just starting asking people if you're looking for, if you were into a car accident and you needed to, what would you search for on Google? What are some of the phrases and whatnot, and just start compiling a list. But we don't have that. So having said that, before we get into a keyword, generating a keyword list, I want to talk about the buying cycle, because a buying cycle is very important for understanding keywords. And there are two types of keywords that are important for attorneys. There's your buying keywords and research-based keywords. So let's say I get into a car accident or I get a DUI or something happens, and I get scared. I have certain emotions that I'm feeling, and I want to rid myself of some of that, so I start to do research. What happens in Illinois if I get this? What are the maximum sentences? What are the minimum? How much is it going to cost me? Do I need an attorney? Can I handle this myself? And so I'm going to start doing a lot of different research, and that's the type of content that you want to be put in front of your prospects. But the buying keywords now are going to be, when I decide that, okay, I need an attorney, how am I going to find one? What am I going to put in there? Automobile accident attorney, car accident attorney, etc., etc. And so those are the keywords that you want to rank for, obviously, before research-based ones. Those buying keywords are once the consumer or once your prospective client has decided that they need an attorney, they're going to go and take the next step for that research. So that is the buying cycle that we're talking about here, and every consumer goes through different stages of the buying cycle. So with a particular keyword in a buying cycle keyword, there's three components to that keyword that we break up it into. You've got your core term, your modifier, and your geomod. And we're going to take a look at those right now. We'll break it down even simpler, that your core term essentially is your service, your modifier is the practice, and your geomod is your location. And so personal injury lawyer in Chicago, you've got your core term being personal injury, the service, the modifier being your practice, and where it is. Let's take a look at this using an Excel document. I'll zoom in a little bit more so we can see this. And this is for a divorce attorney, and you've got a variety of different terms here. In this case here, this divorce attorney wanted to prioritize divorce, and then child custody, and then get down to different types of family law, paternity, and whatnot. You've got your practice, and you've got your geomods. Now, with the geomods, it's important, and I'm going to take a next step. This is a tip that you're going to follow along with and do this for yourself, for your business. Your geomods are going to be your town, your state, your county, and your zip code. All right? Now what I want you to do is head over to, go to Google and type in local keyword tool, and boom, local marketing source. See, I put on my local marketing source hat today, because I'm one of the founders of this business. We rank #1 internationally for local keyword tool. And go and check out this cool little tool that we've made. Now this tool is pretty complex. It does a few different things. So just bookmark this video and follow along with these exact steps of what I want you to do for this purpose. Once you have your Excel sheet ready, you're ready to go, and we're going to create one long list here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over, I'm going to highlight my core terms. I'm going to put all my core terms in here, and I will go down to advanced options, and what I want to do is I want to add another permutator. So we're going to say those over, put that there, generate your keyword list. So now it's combined everything. I'm going to copy that, put that into that column, go back. Now, whoops. Get that. Hang on a second. Oh boy, I'm having a hard time. Boom, put that in. Advanced filters. Now we're going to do the geomods. Put that. Generate the keywords. Now we have our keyword list minus our core terms. Copy that over. Put that right there. There we go, and delete. I can see I copied the father's rights wrong. I'll just remove that. And now I've got 139 keywords that I am now able to track. So you see how quickly that was from this quick little list. I was able to generate, divorce attorney, divorce lawyer, divorce law firm. And let's sort it so we can read this. Data sort. Didn't work. What am I doing? All right. Oh yeah, it's got it. My bad. Let's go down to divorce for a moment here, because I just wanted to show you what I did here with the list. Divorce attorney with a zip code, divorce attorneys, city, state, divorce law firm. So you've got your different combinations and permutations, divorce lawyer, all your variety. Okay, so now you have your list, and you want to track where your business lies for each of these keywords. Let's pop back over here, pop back over here. You've got your terms. This little activity tip here is what we just did. So you've got a little link here to the local keyword tool. And now we're going to get the tracking. In this case here, you can see business bankruptcy law firm California. In this case here, this client is ranking #1 on Google, #1 on Google Mobile, and they just got a recent listing of #1 on Google Maps. And then you would put all your keywords, 139 of them, into your favorite ranking software and start to generate reports on a weekly or a monthly basis. However, that's great, because the one thing that I want to point out is that this type of software that measures this type of ranking, what you do is you put in your address and your zip code. So you're simulating that search and that keyword standing on a specific block right by your office. In other words, they're skewed. It's inflated. What you really want to know is your service area. So here's an example of a bankruptcy attorney client, and they're physically located right here. And the distance is 1 mile away. They're still number one. 2 miles away, they're number two. 3 miles away, they're number two. 4 miles away, they're number three. You take that area code, 5 by 5, that's 25 square miles, and they are ranking in the top 3 for their particular town. In this case here, they tend to drop, and these are the numbers that we're consistently watching, trying to grow the service area. And for example, if the client says Costa Mesa, I want to do well, I can see I'm ranking number 4 over here. I got a number 6 listing. Maybe this is where the courthouse is, so it's number 8. Scott, how am I going to attract college students over in Costa Mesa? And in this case here, you can see that there's a great opportunity for that growth when you see 4s and 4s, especially a 9 here in the middle of the 4s and 5s. What's going on? How can we influence that one particular location there? So having a combination of ranking tools like this will give you a good idea. In addition to that, one thing I'm frustrated about in our world, there's nothing that does it all. There's no good tool out there today yet. But a combination of certain tools really get it along. And then finally, along with those two, you want to have an understanding of Google Analytics and Google Insights. Google Analytics tells you your data on your website, and far too often with attorneys do I see a lot of traffic that are outside of your service area, outside of your particular city, or a lot of attorneys that are generating traffic for their wrong target service. One that comes to mind is a 29 or 30% of their traffic is coming to their website for a blog post that has to do with gun silencers. Why they have gun silencer content on their blog, I don't know, but they are a family law office. They're not a criminal attorney, and it's interesting because I get a lot of criminal calls, and it was just one blog post that ended up doing really well and ranks really well, and 29% of their traffic is coming that way. So Google Analytics is going to be able to tell you a lot of that data. Google Insights is going to tell you how many phone calls your office is getting, how many times people are looking for directions, your Google local profiles, and all of that. And then finally, here's some lists here for you that you can rip off that I've prepared already for different types of law firms. Okay? Go ahead and grab it. Thanks. Bye for now.